And welcome back. Another day, another read. So let's get straight to it. And for the divine collective that I'm picking up on, I was literally picking up on like immense grief. I felt it like in my chest. And this is in regards to like someone that, you played as like a catalyst or someone that was like an extra push in their life, or you show them the other way out when it came to like a specific like life situation, and you show them aspects of the impossible, like you can actually attain the impossible as long as you just believe. And you gave them that sense of hope, like your vibrancy, your energy just made them feel like they can like reach the top of the mountains or even the skies if they wanted to, by you just being right next to them. And right now, like, you guys might not be like on talking terms, or you guys might be at a distance, but I'm seeing like there's like a sense of like reminiscence, or like a sense of like energy like coming up right now. And it's because like this person's like like being reminded of you in like small little ways. They're thinking about you, and they're just like wondering like what's going on in their world or what's happening now. And I could just tell like this is just a lot having to do with like processing that pain. Like, your energy really shifted the reality, and I guess, like, they're still trying to come to terms as to, like, why things happened the way that they did. Let's see. I didn't even pull any cards. I just, like, picked up the energy, and I was just like, there's just, like, this sadness, like, someone's, like, very sad, and this could be you or this individual, but, like, there's just this sense of, like, sadness, like, emerging, like, you know, maybe a little bit of hopelessness, or maybe just, like, feeling, like, heartbroken, maybe a little bit of, like, feeling trapped in fear. And I'm saying, like, like, there's, like, a lot of transformations happening here, so, like, maybe this individual, like, helped you out a lot with, like, getting rid of, like, that trap or fearness, or maybe they trigger those emotions out of you so that way you can transmute and get rid of that energy. Just feels like saying, like, for your path in specific, like, you're being asked to, like, create a tangible plan or create some plans and have some patience, because there's going to be a path that's going to be real to you, that's going to be illuminating 222. And, when I was driving, I literally saw 222 on a license plate and also, like, seven. So I'm like, sevens and twos are being very significant here. You might be a life path two. Your birthday might be on the second of the month, or maybe even then, something significant having to do with the second of the month, or you might be a life path 7. You might have been born on like the 7th of the month, or maybe your birthday's in July, maybe in February, but something's very significant with like those numbers, and I don't know what it is, but I'm just seeing it very significantly. There's just like a big emphasis here, like with like relationships and alignment. So maybe like like there was like a lesson having to do here with like aligning yourself with like relationships are actually like at equal give and take, mutual like understanding, and also align with your values and with your goals. Let's see. Yes, because Spirit's like showing me like once you start aligning yourself, like you're going to start seeing a lot of momentum and changes happening here. I'm seeing a lot of choices needing to be made, because you're being given like the choice to like decide like what direction do you want to take, like what path do you want to dedicate right now. I'm seeing like there's like a path, like when it comes to like commitment, marriage, relationships, and then there's another path where it comes to just like finances and material world, and then another one where like self development, and then there's another one where you're being presented with like like the mental realm. Sorry, um, and it's showing you like maybe like freedom, maybe exploration, like maybe traveling, like not yet settling down. Like you're being shown the options of like you can play your reality in any shape that you want, but you had to make a choice, and you had to make like some shape or form of a movement here. I know this ring kind of shifted, like it's shifted. Yes, but this is where like Spirit's like saying like although like this connection like had its own like own stuff happening here, and it did trigger like those fears, insecurities out of you, or even like your deepest darkest shadows that you probably thought were not there but they were there, um was a pure lesson for you to like transmute and transform yourself into a better individual, and so that way you can start learning how to choose wisely in the direction that you want to be picking, because everything is a choice. You're not actually stuck. It's just a choice, and you have to like really detach yourself from the certain outcome or environment, situation, or behavior or pattern that you're still choosing to do, because again it's a choice, and you're being reminded that it's a choice. And there's like spirits like saying again, like with sevens, like choose wisely. I'm going to start associating sevens with intuition at this point because like seven is a very spiritual number. It's introspective. It's also like a number having to do with like solitude. So maybe you might be in solitude right now. You're very intuitive, very spiritual here, but you're being asked choose wisely. Choose wisely. Specifically when it comes to your partnerships and alliances, like that's crazy. So like there's a big emphasis and lesson having to do with like choosing wisely on who you let in into your circle because not everybody is a right individual to be part of your life. Like yes, there's going to be people that are going to be there for a season to teach you more about yourself or maybe to like, create a beautiful moment and a memory for you and then just eventually you outgrow them or they outgrow you and you guys just go y'all separate different paths, but that's where like having that discernment, having that intuition and having those boundaries and communicating your values right then and there is going to help you a lot when it comes to your partnerships and alliances because not everybody is meant to be at your table. Okay, like you can have a big heart for people. You might be very caring and very like devotional and loving, but some people may not be able to like interpret or understand your language or your way of being. And maybe this could be like because like different like vibrational matches here, or maybe because of the way like of like the belief systems that they're operating from. But that is still completely okay. Like this is like something that you're not supposed to be taking personally. This is like something that you're supposed to be taking as information because again, this is your life. You're not here to accommodate or shrink yourself for anybody's else approval. And I get the sense like maybe like there was something about you that wanted that validation, wanted that approval, or felt like you were worthy of this. So like you may have like stuck it through. But now that you have learned your lesson, and even if you're the one picking up on these emotions, or maybe it's you, you're being taught like a huge immense lesson that like, don't let this same story repeat itself ever again. Now that you learn the lesson, now you know how to choose better. Specifically when it comes to like you structuring and building your life, like this is like having to do with like long term. Like you are destined for something great, something abundant, something like stable and sturdy and long lasting. But it's going to take in the dedication for you to build it brick by brick. I'm seeing fours being very significant here. So like this is a lot having to do with stability, home life, roots, family, emotional foundation. So like, having the emotional maturity to connect with individuals and understand people at an emotional depth where both feel like mutually safe, speaking each other's truth. And I'm seeing like you're going to be like getting a lot of like achievements having to do with this. Like I am seeing like family being very big. You might be creating your own family, or you're going to be the one like to have like a new generational like I don't know why, but it's like generational wealth in my head. Like you're going to be the one with like generational wealth, but it doesn't have to be like financially. Like this could be like emotionally. Like you're going to be rich in that area in your life. I'm seeing rainbows being very significant here. So if you've been seeing rainbows, take that as your sign. And if you have been looking for a home or you've been like home searching or maybe apartment searching, again, take this as your sign. Especially if you're planning on relocating, like this is like where you're really having to like sit down and plan it down like to the T and make sure like does this best fit me in my future? Does this fit with like where I'm heading at? And it's all in the power of like being very intentional, being like very much in the present moment. Yes, because spirits like here showing me like there's immense wisdom and awareness coming in for you. Like you're getting hit with so much like downloads because they want you to have a better life. 2025 was like the year where you're going to be releasing so many old identities of yourselves and really facing those deep dark shadows that you need to face in order for you to have 2026 like go in smoothly or more clearly because you still had some obstacles to face through in 2025. I'm seeing like new begins happening here. I'm seeing Aries placement being very significant here as well. I'm seeing ones. So one, you might be born on the first of the month. You might be a life path one, or you might be born in January. Who even knows? Like I'm seeing like having to do with like fire sign energy here. So like I'm seeing forward momentum happening here, specifically when it comes to like the roots, the foundation, the structure. Earlier I saw 922. Yes. Because Spirit's like saying, like, the moment that you plant those seeds, that's when prosperity begins. Like, the more that you water your roots, the more that you take care of that, the stronger and the firmer your foundation and structure is going to be, and the better, like, the sprouts of your labor are going to, like, show up. It's like the more that you nurture yourself and take care of yourself, like, the more it's going to show itself outwardly. Yes. Let's see about this other cards. Ah, interesting. Yeah. Let me just pull another one. So I am seeing that there has been like recently some disruptions going on. Specifically when it comes to like authority figures, you might be questioning them. There might be someone like out there, like maybe a boss, maybe a parental figure here that represents an authority figure, or maybe something having to do with the laws. I don't know. Take it however it resonates. I'm just saying something having to do with like authority figure. And I'm saying like there's been like a disruption. Like either you changed something up in the system or your energy shifted and it created like a shift in the environment. But Spirit's like here showing saying like you're going to like truth this, like you're going to succeed here regardless. Like you have luck on your side, regardless of like what this authority figure is in your life, like you're going to succeed. And there was a great reason and purpose as to why there was like a disruption. Ooh, heavy on the truth. And I'm seeing like because we got the sword, like I'm seeing like you finally chose clarity and truth. I'm seeing like both having to do with like the third eye and third chakra here because I'm seeing purple and blue. So I'm seeing like, you're finally speaking your truth, being aware of the fact that, you're breaking free from the illusions and confusions, specifically when it came to like communication and how communication can be a double edged sword. Literally, your words carry weights, okay? So be very careful with what you be speaking out into existence and how you talk to people because it carries weights. And that has been a major lesson here, specifically when it comes to authority figures. Because I'm seeing like you're breaking free from it. Like you're seeing like how like words and intentions from individuals are exposing their true character. And I'm seeing like again having to do with like some fiery sign energy. I'm seeing once again being very significant here. And it's because like you're done being in the dark. You're now ready to like, speak your truth and defend it at all costs. But right now it's just been like a waiting game for you. Like you're just aligning yourself. So I'm seeing like as you're breaking free from the illusions and the confusions and the things that used to keep you like entangled or stuck or stagnant, like slowly you're going to start seeing like more forward momentum. But it's like a matter of you aligning yourself, like getting like actually to a point where like you actually feel balanced, where you feel confident and safe enough to like say it without feeling any like fear or scarcity behind it. Yes. Because you're like what Spirit's like saying, like the reason why it's being like a waiting game is because you're learning slowly how to develop the skill. Sorry about that. That was a little bit gassy. Yeah. It's a lot having to do with the fact that you're learning how to align your words with your actions and learning to like navigate the power of, the way how you speak, the way that you address, the way that you carry yourself. And I'm seeing like this has been like a major lesson like in your spiritual evolution because words are everything. Even if you don't want to believe it, but words do carry a weight. It is something invisible that you cannot see, but it's very flexible and it can be felt energetically. And even the body can sense it as well. It's something that, like that is just felt in vibration as well as music. So again, like I'm saying, like you're ending a cycle, and this is like taking some spiritual strength from you because it's hasn't been an easy journey. Like this, like took you from like learning from partnerships and relationships to learning how like authority figures played a role in your life, or how you gave your authority away to individuals when it came to communication and conversations and addressing issues. But again, you're breaking free from these illusions and confusions because you're done. You don't even want to even entertain it. It's like what I'm picking up on. You're just like, I'm so done. Like I don't have to explain myself. Like my truth stands and it is what it is. I'm not going to defend it. But this is not for you to like admit like, defeat. Because like I feel like in the past maybe like in some shape or form you used to like run away from conflict or run away from like, facing the actual thing head on. But I'm seeing like this is like having a lot to do with the fact that like you're not actually running away. You're actually facing the issue by not like entertaining it because you know how things can get very messy and muddy if it's not being dealt with maturity. I'm seeing a lot of like nines being very significant here. So like I'm seeing like nines ending cycles. Like so you're ending a lot of generational cycles, especially when it came to like matters of the heart. So things that are actually in alignment with your truth, with your authenticity, and even with your emotions, because again, the heart chakra also deals with emotions, and you feeling interconnected with everybody else. So, like, again, major work going on here internally. And I'm saying, like, there's major changes here because you're starting to see the light. You are being revealed the entire light. You're just like, we're done. We're done. We're going to see the truth of the reality. And like there's like I think like a quote somewhere along the lines about, you know, the more that you're able to take in the truth, the more you're able to face yourself. Like it's really like a game changer whenever you're able to handle the deepest, darkest aspect of yourself that you might feel shame, you might feel embarrassed, you might feel humiliated. You may not want to expose that out there, specifically when it came to your actions and behaviors, because it just shows like how human you really are and how unconscious you were at the time. But it's like the more that you're facing it, the more clarity and truth you're starting to see within your own self and seeing like, how distorted there was a mirror reflecting back towards you that wasn't actually in alignment with your truth. It was like based on your trauma, your wiring, the circumstances, or even out of survival. I am seeing that you're finally like the more that you're facing the light, the more that you're going to be able to reconnect back with source and spirit and the divine. And you have like the interconnection with the divine again, like spiritual union is happening here. So like there is like an interconnection, there could be a relationship coming up here. I am seeing a lot having to do with alignment. Like you're aligning yourself to like a better timeline and aligning yourself back into like where there's mutual partnerships that are willing to invest in you and literally be there for you that are going to equally pour into your cup emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all that jazz. And this is all part of your destiny. Like I'm seeing a lot having to do with like new beginnings, new starts happening for you, and you just feeling like that your heart chakra being activated. Like the more that you go through this entire process and peel off the layers towards yourself, the more that you're starting to like see like this is who I really have been. Like I was never actually this person. Like I was just acting out of pain. I was actually reacting to the abuse. I was actually reacting because of like, the circumstance I was in, not because that's who I truly am as a person. And that's where like you're starting to like see like I am not my past. And even if there's people that are still reminiscing or thinking about you, or even if this is you, you're starting to realize, like, yes, I could feel this way and still accept the fact that, there's better and greater things for me that better align with my future, with my path. And that is still completely okay. Like you're starting to see like things clearly, like in a mature way, where you're not taking it personal. You're just like, okay, cool. Like, I wish you well. Have a great life. Like thank you for the lessons and for the wisdom. Let's see. And that's where like I'm seeing like, I like the more you evolutionize yourself as a person, the more you're going to start seeing changes in your financial and material. So like the 3D world. So this could be environments, it could be jobs, it could just be money, or even in the way that you appear. There like it literally just like it could be anything having to do with the physical realm. Like there's going to be changes, maybe a change in car, change in environment, changing of a job, or even jewelry. Who even knows? Honestly, at this point. But again, I know you're gonna be good. I know you're going to be good. Let's see. Remember how I was talking about like heart chakra? And I got the heart chakra. It's because you're tapping into your heart space. You're going to be in alignment with your heart space in places because you're always going to be at the right time, at the right place when you're following your path in your journey and you're in alignment and not in survival. And that's when you know you're going to be manifesting amazing stuff, amazing connections, and amazing experiences. I'm literally here thinking about like Abraham Hicks. Like, Abraham Hicks is like here in the chat. I don't know. I said check her out. But she has some sauce in regards to like getting into the vortex, being positive, thinking about the best next feeling. And again, we're tapping in onto like aligning your emotions. We got the solar plexus and the heart chakra, which both deal with emotions. So, like, you are processing a lot of emotions here and tapping into emotions. You might be channeling this too, okay? Vice versa. It is what it is. Take it out of resonance. 1919 as I say this. These two, or orange, or green, could be very significant for you. You might be wearing these colors, you might be seeing these colors a lot more often. Take it or it resonates again. But it's because like you are processing through all these emotional blocks that were blocking you off out of your blessings, out of like, paths and directions that were actually in alignment for you. But it's because you're facing yourself and you're actually like doing the work. Okay? Jesus, I feel like I've gone very deep in here. Let's see. Yes, because there was just so many like situations, specifically when it came to partnerships. or relationships, maybe unconsciously or consciously, that there was like deception and envy going on. And maybe this could have been you unconsciously without even knowing it. And I feel like there was like a mask going on here. Like there was like something that was inauthentic or wasn't true. And I just like I'm seeing like someone just like someone's like looking at like what you have and they're like, why do they get to have it? And I don't. Type vibe. And I don't know, like maybe they appear to be something to you. Maybe, they were masking their true selves. This could have been out of protection or maybe just out of, you know, malintent. Who even knows? We're going to try to keep it as positive as possible here. But, Spirit's like saying, like, this is why we're wanting you to like place this clarity and these emotions so that way you don't keep attracting these kind of energies ever again into your life, and so that way you can attract people that are actually supportive, that actually are there for you, that are actually emotionally present for you, and that actually validate your emotions, but not in the sense where it's like, yeah, we're going to validate your bad behavior. Like, no, like we're going to validate your experience, but we're also going to hold you accountable at the same time. Type vibe. Let's see, what else do you have to say about this? Yeah. Yeah. And maybe your emotions even played a big role here when it came to like temptations or even like certain circumstances and situations that tempted you going back into old behaviors and patterns. And this is like a major key that you're learning to achieve, like how to master your emotions and how to master yourself. Like you have to learn how to take reins in it. And you have to like master these chakras in order for you to like, elevate even more. And again, like there's just it's just a process of you like understanding yourself and understanding your wiring and how you operate, but also like following through like with your boundaries, your structures, and your goals, and not straying yourself into a whole completely different direction because there was a deception. Maybe there was like a sparkly like looking thing or a person or situation, and you're like, oh, I want to go and do this. And then it just turns out into being temptation, something that's just going to keep you entrapped again in the same battle behaviors, habits, mindsets, or even belief systems that are not serving you for your greatest highest good. So, with that being said, if this reading resonates, it resonates, and if it doesn't, leave it at the window. I'll see you back in divine timing. And hopefully, this reading gave you that clarification, that clarity that you've been needing, specifically when it comes to, like, these emotions that you've been picking up on. So, with that being said, bye.